Hey guys! Today I'm going to share with you what I have been loving in the month of June. So I'm going to share my makeup, and I have hair care products, and then just one random favorite with you. So the first thing that I'm going to share with you guys today are my makeup favorites. The very first thing I'm going to talk about is the Benefit Fake Up Concealer. I got this in a giveaway from TW as a star on Instagram. And this is an awesome concealer. I didn't expect to love this as much as I did. So if you're not familiar with this, this is the concealer where when you look at it, there's like the color is concentrated in the middle, and then around the outside is like this moisture stick type thing that's just like clear. But you put it on and it is very moisturizing, and it glides on super simply and easily. It doesn't cake up into lines. And then I put on a brightening concealer over that, and it just looks awesome. You know, because under eyes can usually look a little bit cakey, but this does a good job of moisturizing so it doesn't look cakey, but it also does cover pretty well, which I didn't expect. So this one's actually in medium, which is just a tad bit too dark for me, but I make it work when I blend it out. I do want to go get the one in the next shade down just because this is a little bit dark for me. Ulta's having their 5 times points this week for the highest level of their members or whatever, and so I might pick this up then because I really like this, and the sample's not huge and it's going to be gone fairly soon. So this is a really good concealer that I was really surprised by. The next thing that I'm going to mention are 2 mascara combos. So the first one, it always goes with my Maybelline the Rocket Volume Express in waterproof. I always use this as my first layer mascara because it does a really good job at holding curl. And then there are 2 mascaras that I've been trading off on, layering over that. So the first thing is my Makeup Forever Smoky Extravagant mascara. This I got in last year's birthday kit from Sephora, I think, and originally I didn't like it that much. I didn't think it was that great, but as it dried out, I really started to like it, and it does awesome things for my lashes. It makes them look really long and volumized, and their curl stays all day, and I really love using this, although it's probably going to be gone pretty soon. I know I definitely need to change out this one. I probably need to get rid of this one pretty soon too, but I really have liked this, and it gives a really nice effect to the lashes. When I'm not using that one, I've been using the Calvin Klein CK1 mascara, which was Ulta's birthday gift last year, I believe. And this one is one of the ones where it's supposed to, there's 2 different ways you can twist the wand. So like if you twist the cap, you can either make it longer for length, or you can twist it down this way and it's more bunched up, and that's for like volume and length, I guess. I don't know. I prefer to use it so it's twisted up closer, but this mascara also layers really nicely with my Rocket Volume Express one, and it just makes my lashes look really nice. I can't really explain more than that, but I've been really impressed with how my lashes have looked, and it's been these combinations, and I've really liked them. This one I just had put in my drawer and never used, and so I was surprised by how much I liked it once I figured out how to use the wand and make the wand work the way I wanted it to. The last makeup item that I have is something, it's an old and new favorite. So I've had these L'Oreal Lilac pencils. So I have one that's the Lilac in, what was this? Never Lacque-ing, which came out 2 years ago maybe. And then when we did the traveling makeup box swap, if you haven't seen that, I'll list that below. I pulled this one out, and this is the Color Riche Le Matte for me. So these are both ones that I really like. I like the formula of these, and I like the colors both. So that is the matte for me, which I love, and then this one is the Never Lacque-ing. So there are those 2, which I like these both a lot. This one I'd had for a really long time because it was one of the only ones I found in the collection at the time that I could get and I really like. I never thought that I would like a color like this, but this is a beautiful pinky red, and it actually looks really nice. I've never worn straight up reds, but this I love. I wore it in a couple of videos. I wore this one in my behind the scenes tag, and there was another video that I did right before that this one was in too. But I love this one. It looks awesome, and I never expected it to, but it was really good. Those were limited edition, so they disappeared, but then recently L'Oreal has re-released them in slightly different colors, so I got 2 more recently. This one is the Lilac in Lacque-y Charm, which is just like a neutral color, which is really nice for every day. And then this one is the Lilac in Lacque-y You. This one's more of a brick red. So there are those. I have just been loving these pencils though. These have just been the lip products that I've been going to most consistently. This one is like my go-to if I'm going out to a concert or going out with friends or something like that. I've been really enjoying this one because it's just a fun pop of color that I don't usually go with. But they're all really nice colors, and they go on super easily because of their like pencil form. They roll up, which is nice, and I find it easier to kind of outline around my lips, especially with this matte color. I really like the matte consistency better than some of the Lilac consistency. There's something about it that's just smoother and it stays on a little bit better, but all of them I think are really good. I know that the pencils now are like $10 at CVS, so if you can catch them on sales, I would definitely recommend finding them on sales because $10 is kind of spendy, but they're really good in my opinion. Then I have 2 hair care products for the month. So the first thing that I have is something that I've had sitting in my collection for a while, and I've just haven't used it because I was going through some other masks. But this is the Ava NYC Therapy Session Hair Mask. I think this is around $17 at Ulta. I know that they had been in Ipsy bags and stuff too. You can catch these on sales a lot and also use your coupons and things like that. This mask is awesome. It makes my hair feel really, really good. It smells really good. It's a pretty good size mask. It's 500 milliliters. It is fairly inexpensive compared to some other ones. Like I've talked about the Macadamia repair mask before, and that I still really, really like. I alternate back and forth between these when I'm using a mask, but I think I might almost like this one better. I feel like my hair just feels a little silkier when I use this, and this one smells better. But they're both really, really good masks. But if you haven't checked this out before and you see this on a sale, I would definitely recommend it because it is a really, really good mask. The other thing that I've been liking that I think I got in an Ipsy bag a while ago is this Carol's Daughter Sacred Tiare Anti-breakage, Anti-frizz styling cream. So this is a really, really good styling cream. It smells really good as well. Both my hair products this month, part of the reason I love them so much is because they smell really good. But when I use this, even if I don't like heat style my hair or do anything like that, my hair always feels a lot smoother and less frizzy like it says, and it just feels really, really nice. And I didn't necessarily expect to like this as much as I did when I first got it, but I love Carol's Daughter products anyway. This you can find at Target, I think, so it's fairly inexpensive at Target now. It's more expensive when you buy Carol's Daughter stuff at Ulta, I know, than at Target, but this is really good. So I've probably used most of this. I'm probably down to about here now on this, and I will probably pick up a full size at some point when I use up some of my other hair stuff. The next couple things I'm going to talk about are more YouTube related and literary related. So I said a couple months back that I watched the Lizzie Bennet Diaries, which is basically a vlog style modern adaptation of Pride and Prejudice, which I really, really loved. In that series was an actress named Mary-Kate Wiles who played the younger sister Lydia, and I really enjoyed her performance. She did some really cool stuff. And I found out that Mary-Kate Wiles has her own YouTube channel, which I've really been enjoying. I will link all the channels and the videos that I talk about down below. On her channel, she does some really cool stuff. Like she does some typical beauty guru type stuff. She unboxes her Ipsy bag and her Birchbox. She does some fashion videos, or she used to do some fashion videos and things like that, which are really cool. She also talks a lot about acting, so she has a series right now talking about her audition chronicles and the process of acting, which I think is really neat to see, just the behind the scenes. But she does this awesome series called Craftversations. So she has people that she's worked with in the past, like Ashley Clements, who was Lizzie on the Lizzie Bennet Diaries. They came and they did a craft, and they just talk about lots of things. It's usually a 2-part series. And they create a craft, but they also talk about lots of things, which is really cool. And through that, I learned about a couple of the other projects that Mary-Kate Wiles has done that I really, really enjoyed. So first off, I would recommend her Craftversations if you're interested in things like that, because she does some kind of cool stuff. But then that led me to check out Yulin Kwong, who's a director, and she does a lot of YouTube stuff. And on her channel, she did a short called I Ship It, which I really, really loved. So it was this director with Mary-Kate Wiles and then this actor named Sean Prasad, and it's a cute video. It's in the style of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, but it also involves like Harry Potter Wizard Rock, which I think is kind of cool. And it's only like a 19-minute video, 20-minute video, but it's really kind of a fun. It was totally up my alley. And then I also discovered that Yulin does a lot of really cool videos where she takes literature passages, so poems and pieces of books and things like that. It's a series called I Didn't Write This, and she does some really cool shooting that goes along with the poem. And there's some really neat stuff in there. If you are kind of a literature nerd, you might enjoy that. And then from there, I discovered this channel called Shipwrecked, which involves Mary-Kate Wiles and Yulin Kwong and Sean Prasad, who I've all talked about and all those things, and then Sean's sister, Sinead. And so they do some really cool literary stuff. Like they did, Sinead did this thing called Bertha's Song, kind of in the form of Tangled. And if you know Jane Eyre at all, you might think that's hilarious. Like I think it's kind of funny, but I don't know anyone that really has read Jane Eyre that thinks it's as funny as I do. But I think she did a really good job there. They do a series called A Telltale Vlog, which is Poe writing The Raven, and it's just ridiculous and funny. And then they did a series called Kissing in the Rain, and it's just a series of really short videos where it's the actors behind the scene and then like scenes of them, actors kissing in the rain. And then the funny thing with that is if you watch any sort of movies, you can see that constantly actors are kissing in the rain. So that's not like anything that's surprising. But yeah, I'm not explaining these very well. If you're kind of a literature nerd, you might enjoy some of those things. So I will link all of those things in the down bar. I will link Shipwrecked as a channel. I will link Mary Kate's channel. I will link Yulene's channel. And just so you can check them out if you're interested, there's just some really cool stuff in there. I fell down the rabbit hole and spent like an entire day watching all of these different videos and things. Oh, I'll leave I Ship It specifically down there too because I love that one. But if you're interested in those types of things, I would definitely recommend checking it out. There's some really, really cool stuff, and it's interesting to see these creative projects that they're doing on YouTube that I think are just awesome. So anyway, that's it for my favorites. I would love to know if you guys have any makeup or skincare or hair care products that you love this month. If you are familiar with any of the stuff that I'm talking about, I would love to see those in the down bar. I'd love to have a conversation with you. If there's any stuff that you would recommend based on those types of things that you think I would really like, I'd love to hear that too. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.